Let's get into another movie. Movies! Woo! So, Old. Never heard of this movie. Apparently, it is Mr. M. Night's latest filmographic production. Came out last year, apparently. And never heard of it. Never, no information on this at all. I saw it, I think it was, just added to HBO Max or whatever, which I've been using a lot recently. I think HBO Max is better than Netflix, but that's a whole different thing. Honestly, the fact that Netflix doesn't have, an A to Z listing on it is ridiculous. But anyway, this movie, it's very, very formulaic for M. Night Shyamalan, I have to say. If you've seen really almost any M. Night Shyamalan movie, you'll be able to kind of grasp the plot of this movie pretty simply, right? So what happens basically, some folks, family goes on vacation. They get invited to a private beach, and apparently this beach ages them at an accelerated rate. And so at first, there's a grandmother in the group, and she just dies, but they thought that she died of stress or heat stroke or whatever. But then, right, the kids, right, they start aging into teenagers, they start aging into adults, and then people freak the fuck out. One of the characters has dementia, right, and he, ages so quickly that he gets fully demented. Spoilers, by the way. But this movie, I was into this movie. I thought this was pretty good, right? The concept, first of all, I love time. Any, time travel, time anything to do with time as a concept, right? Doesn't need to be traveling through time, but just accelerated time, right? A clock, a movie has there's a ticking clock throughout the movie. Anything to do with time, I'm into it. I think it's a good concept. But, so anyway, the most interesting part of this movie is, so there's a 6-year-old, there's a couple kids, right? There's a 6-year-old, and I think his sister is 11, but then there's another kid, I don't remember how old she is. So anyway, the kids start aging up. They age up, right? They're aging. And they don't really realize what's happening yet, right? This is still before they kind of discovered what's going on. So basically, the two kids age into teenagers, young adults, it's unclear. It's also unknown, if it, ethically speaking, what the fuck's going on here. But anyway, so, the 6-year-old and I guess 8-year-old or whatever the other girl is, right? They age into teenagers, right? And then they fuck. Right, and then the woman starts becoming pregnant, right, because time is accelerating, right, and then she becomes pregnant and gives birth in the span of 40 minutes. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I was losing my shit when that happened. I was losing my fucking shit when that happened because I saw it coming. Right, as soon as they showed the scene of them in the tent or whatever, I knew that would happen, and it was the most disgusting fucking thing I've ever. I don't know what's going on with M. Night Shyamalan, but okay. I mean, it's as a plot, it's interesting. It's interesting, right? Okay, but wow, I don't know the ethical implications of a 6-year-old. I don't want to think about it. Anyway, so it's a stillbirth. The baby dies instantly. Because of the time acceleration, right? I don't know, it causes babies to die. I thought that the baby was gonna age up and become the main character or something. That's what I was thinking. That the baby would age up and become 30 years old, but with the brain of someone who's 30 minutes old. That's what I thought would happen, but no, the baby died instantly. So anyway, turns out, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, I'd recommend, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. There's a twist. That's going to happen. It's very clear that that's going to happen. But if you don't know the twist, why spoil it? Go watch the movie. Right? Okay, so anyway, so the twist is basically the resort, only, sends people that they know, they have spies or they listen in on something or whatever. They have, a way of selecting sick people, right? And what they do is they test drugs on them. So they inject they put food or they give them food and drink, but they put certain drugs and medications in them. And then they test them out, right? Because they see, time is accelerating, so we'll see the long-term effects of some of these drugs. And one of the characters has epilepsy and has seizures. That's pointed out earlier in the movie before they go to the beach. And then she doesn't have a seizure almost the entire time she's alive, and then she has a seizure and dies of the seizure. But like in the amount of time that was, it was like something to do with like, it was like 18 years, I think, that she didn't have a seizure in biological clock time. Right. And then so like it flashes over to like a team of scientists and like medicine people, like, doctors. I don't know if it's like doctors or scientists, whatever. And they're talking about how they've successfully developed a new drug that basically cures epilepsy, and how it's like, oh, well, okay, so we torture people on this beach. We torture them, just, but it's okay because we're developing medicines that are potentially going to save the lives of millions of people. So then it's like, okay, well, it's the trolley problem. Is it worth torturing people against their will? Like, maybe if it was consensual, I'm down. Like, we'll pay you X amount of money, go to the beach, you lose 30 years of your life, but we'll see if a medicine works. Right? But no, they don't. They deceive them, and it's torture, and it's extremely unethical. But anyway, somehow, the brother and sister, right? The baby mama, she died, right? But the brother and sister, they managed to escape this beach by like swimming through like a tube of coral in the ocean or some shit. Anyway, so they get back and they blow the whatever, they blow something off of it, like blow the roof off. I don't know what the expression is. But they blow something off. And then the people in charge of this resort go to jail or whatever. It's cool. But the movie is good. I like it. I like them discovering the time acceleration. I thought that was cool. Like, I thought the movie was well done. I thought that the way that they don't give you they give you very limited information. And so I think it's cool. I think it's a cool movie. If you like M. Night movies, watch this goddamn movie. If you don't, watch this goddamn movie. Personally, I'm a fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I haven't seen all of his films, but most of them I'm a fan of. I would say most of them that I have seen, I think are good. I haven't seen The Last Airbender yet. That needs to be said. I love Avatar, but I have yet to see The Last Airbender like interpretation. I know that it's epic bad. I know that it's like one of the worst movies of all time. I haven't seen it yet. So maybe my opinion on M. Night as a human will change when I see that. But anyway, as of this moment, I think M. Night movies are good. I would definitely recommend checking it out. And there you go. There you go. That's a movie review. I reviewed a movie, and there you go. I haven't seen Signs yet.